Okay, so top tips. Amanda, we want to hear your top tips.
Yeah, so these were three that I looked back on. So the very first one, RJ and I realized the next morning, or like even that night when we got back after our wedding and we went, so we had like an after party, we were like, dang, I don't really remember like eating too much cake. We know we had it, we cut it, we ate it, and then we had like little pieces, like bites at our table, but we were dancing the whole time. We did not have the dance floor ever empty. And so thinking back, I'm like, like we really wish that we had like cake to go back to in our room. And if we would have asked our wedding coordinator ahead of time, 1000% they would have had it in there. They probably would have had like 5 pieces for us each in there. So definitely, like, if you want leftover cake, put that on the top of your list to ask them for, because I regret it so much. And it was delicious, and we didn't taste anything before going. None of our cocktail hour stuff, our reception food, the cake. We didn't taste test anything. I just went off of what I saw other brides in the Ziva Facebook group say that they had and liked, and just trusted it. And everything was amazing. Our guests absolutely loved the food, loved the cake. I remember loving the cake, and so I wish I had more. So definitely ask them to put it in your room. Um, don't be scared to negotiate. That was one of the things where, like, going into planning, I knew, every event team wants to please you. They want your friends to come back. They want to host more of your events in the future. They want you to come back for your anniversary and 5-year anniversary. They want you to bring your families back later on in life. So they want to please you. So if you have something in mind, when you work with Ziva, they're going to send you, and say you want a welcome party, they're going to send you a PDF. It's going to be outrageous. The prices were insane and it was over the top. And I emailed my wedding coordinator that we get with Ziva and was like, I just want 2 hours with a couple different margaritas and churros. And I don't want to spend more than 2 grand on this. What can we do? And so then they came back with me, and it ended up being like barely, I think it was barely over like $1,000 for the amount of people we were going to have. And it was because we had it at the fire pits. If we did it at a different location, it would have been even cheaper. But the fire pits is also a wedding location. So we even had to wait until a month before our wedding to even be approved for that spot, because they needed to make sure that a wedding wasn't happening first. That gets priority. But like, you're going to get this PDF and it's going to be like 8,000, 10,000, $15,000 for these welcome events. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's all I want to spend on my wedding. Just tell them what you want. They're going to figure it out for you. Um,
Yeah,
and
it's
that's what,
interesting because I had a couple and I think I emailed you on it. And they, in fact, just got married this past weekend. And she was upset because she wanted to do the welcome cocktail and it was expensive. And I think I had come to you for some reason. I guess from the pictures. And then you told me, oh, well, we did this with the churros. I went back to her, told her she ended up doing the same sort of thing. So I think it's a great tip. Again, it doesn't have to be cookie cutter. They're going to give you something packaged together, but as Amanda's saying, if that's not really what you're looking for, you have to give them a price and say, I don't want to go over this. So what can you do? So great tip.
yeah, they're definitely willing to work with you on any of that. Even wedding day, I just wanted some petals already down the aisle because I knew my 3-year-old niece wasn't going to really get the job done. And I was like, but I don't want like what they show you in the catalog. I was like, I just want to spend like $100 on this maybe. And it wasn't even that. They were like, oh, you just want like some, like she already did it. Like, yeah, that's all I want. So like they will work with you no matter what. And then my final tip, reserve the Pier Cabana. It was something we were so lucky that we were able to do it. We didn't book it until we got there because we like weren't really sure what it was or if it was going to be worth it. But you can book cabanas out 30 days before you get there, and it was the best thing. It ended up being what we did the day after our wedding and was just like home base. Everybody knew that me and my husband were going to be there. So then our families came, our friends came, because we had people leaving. Our wedding was on a Monday. Most people left Wednesday or Thursday. And so Tuesday was kind of the last day for all of us to be together. And it was just the perfect spot. You have a lot of shade for those of you who are hungover from the wedding, and you have the whole ocean for the people who just want to swim and get as much sun as possible. And it was the best place ever. And even if it says it's for like up to 6 people or something like that, but the server who comes will serve your whole group. They're getting paid no matter what. We're tipping them, and it was just like the best home based spot. And you can get food there too. It's great.
I love it. And I'm very excited. I have not seen this. I was talking to Ellen and Amanda before this webinar, and it used to be just a pier. So this is something new. Ellen has done it with her family.
And yeah, now if I could just say just some little tips. If you go and rent or not, if you purchase hammock style rafts from like Amazon and take them with you, we took our own rafts and you can go right down those steps right into the ocean and it's very calm. So you can just take rafts out there. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's actually the spot that they use too. If your wedding package comes with the romantic dinner, that's where you do it at. So like it was really cool for us. Like that was our very first night. We did our romantic dinner in there, and then a couple days later, we had all of our friends in the same cabana celebrating the day after our wedding.
So cool. It's a great, great tip. And we're gonna make sure to tell our brides about it, because this really it is. It's a great home base, as Amanda said, and you can see that picture there. So really, really cool. Those are some good tips, Amanda. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.